Hello, my friends. Let's discuss some Halloween and fall traditions in the United States. But first, we need to learn a brief history of Halloween. Brief means short. So if you want more details about the history and traditions of this complex holiday, please let me know and I will send you some more resources. Halloween has changed a lot throughout history. Over 2,000 years ago, the Celtic people living in Ireland celebrated their New Year's Day on November 1st. They believed that on the night before, so on October 31st, the living and the dead walked the earth together. This evening was called Samhain. Now, on the right side of your screen, my friends, you see a world map. Where is Ireland on this world map? It is right here. And here is a bigger picture of it. Ireland is an island located close to the European continent. Samhain had many different traditions about death and the harvest associated with it. The Celtic people worried that the evil spirits of the dead who walked the earth on this night would cause problems or hurt them. To prevent this, people put on costumes that looked like ghosts or other monsters. They thought that if they dressed up, the spirits would think the people in the costumes were also dead. Therefore, the spirits would not hurt or bother them. 1,000 years later, the Catholic Church named November 1st All Saints' Day or All Hallows. This was a special day to celebrate the saints and other people who died for their religion. The night before All Hallows was called All Hallows' Eve. Some of the Celtic traditions were incorporated into this holiday. Over time, the name of this evening became Halloween. Halloween was brought to the United States by Europeans, especially by Irish immigrants. Traditions changed over time. For example, on Halloween in Europe, some people would carry lanterns made of turnips. In the US, pumpkins were more common. So people began putting candles inside them and using them as lanterns. That developed into the tradition of pumpkin carving. Here is an example of a turnip, my friends. So they are much smaller than pumpkins. And when they came to the United States, they didn't use turnips as much anymore. They used pumpkins. And here is an example of a lantern. It's something that gives light, similar to a lamp, but a lantern you can hold in your hand. My friends, today, Halloween is not a religious holiday. Americans do not believe that the worlds of the living and the dead come together. Children, and many adults too, dress up in costumes like the people did 1,000 years ago. However, they do not do it because they are afraid of evil ghosts. Instead, they knock on doors and say, "Trick or treat." The owner of each house gives candy to the children. And here you can see some pictures of children trick-or-treating. Now, my friends, let's talk about some Halloween and fall traditions today. First, we have the tradition of haunted houses. Americans enjoy experiencing haunted houses. Houses are decorated to look old and scary, and visitors can walk through the houses. Actors dress up in costumes and frighten the visitors. In Gallatin Valley, we have a couple different options for haunted houses. The Story Mansion near downtown Bozeman has a haunted house. The Anderson School does. And also the Gallatin History Museum across the street from our school has a haunted jail. If you Google some of these places and the phrase haunted house, you will be able to find more information about buying tickets. Now, here is an example of the Story Mansion on Halloween. It's very fun for children, especially. And I love haunted houses because I used to volunteer at haunted houses. So here you can see a picture of me as a zombie in a haunted house where my makeup was done very, very well. Another fall tradition in the United States is visiting pumpkin patches. Many families enjoy going to pumpkin patches to pick their own pumpkins. A patch is similar to a garden, but pumpkins grow in a patch. Here in Gallatin Valley, there is a pumpkin patch where you can take your family. Of course, it depends on the weather, but if you are interested, you can go to the Gallatin Valley Botanical at Rocky Creek Farm. Here is the address, and make sure to make a reservation on their website before you go. Another great tradition are corn mazes and hay mazes. You can walk through a maze, sometimes called a labyrinth, and this maze is made out of corn or hay. Here in Gallatin Valley, we also have a couple different options for corn or hay mazes. You can go to the Montana Corn Maze, which is located closer to Manhattan. Or you can visit the Bozeman Maze, which is located between Belgrade and Bozeman. The Montana Corn Maze is, of course, a maze of corn, and the Bozeman Maze is a maze of hay. Here you can see a picture of one of the hay mazes in the past years. There are also usually a lot of other activities for you to do at these places as well when you are finished with the maze. Hay rides are also popular. You can enjoy a ride around a farm in a horse or tractor pulled wagon. In Gallatin Valley, the Montana Corn Maze has a hay ride, and the Bozeman Maze also does. Finally, at Rocky Creek Farm in Bozeman, there are also rides available. Of course, make sure you check out their websites or call them before you go if you want more information. Finally, my friends, there are also a lot of parties and festivals. People dress up and go out. Some bars or restaurants have parties with dancing and fun, or Americans like having parties in their homes. Other places have festivals to celebrate the harvest season. Here in Gallatin Valley, places like the YMCA or Museum of the Rockies have parties especially geared towards children. So go ahead and Google these names if you want to attend these parties. Downtown Bozeman also has trick-or-treating, where all the stores participate in giving candy to the children. My friends, I hope you have a happy Halloween, and I hope that whatever you do, you have fun during this season. My friends, remember, practice, practice, and never give up.